good evening, good afternoon. We are in the late afternoon in fall, and this morning I completed my spiritual journal, which I started 2 years ago, and I wanted to talk about it because I've done a lot of reflecting, and that's not a flip through. I'm not gonna show you everything. I'm just going to kind of talk about what it did and how it helped me and how it could help you to work, like to get a notebook that you would focus solely on your spiritual journey. A lot of the spiritual journey is very abstract, let's say. We don't really have places to go to. We don't really have, temples to this absence of religion, but presence of ceremonies. We don't really have guides or teachers and mentors of our ancestral lineage. Or maybe you're one of the lucky ones that actually still have, your elders, your teachers, your mentors, your ancestors. In my case, I'm abroad. I'm Celtic. We don't really have access to the wisdom of our elders. My grandparents all passed away, and my parents and I are not in contact. And a lot of the spiritual movement can be very abstract, very absent of matter, and sometimes it helps. For some people, it helps to have something that you connect to, that you create of your own. And yeah, we can, buy crystals or incense or spiritual books, but that's the path of others, or that's the path of that crystal that sure you connect with. It's not something that you created yourself. And I needed that. I'm an artist, I'm a visual artist, I'm a photographer first, before I turned to sharing my spiritual path with others and sharing my healing abilities, my skills, my classes, my teachings. I created nonstop, and I felt the need to take notes of what was happening basically in my spiritual life, and that you can't really, talk to others about, or even just to, commonplace, which is what I'm doing here. For example, those are the runes. Commonplace is the act of copying down information. So it really helped me to, have my path visible to myself, something that I could return to. So I started this after my birthday in 2022. And I finished it just before my birthday, actually. So I'm very happy that it kind of coincided. Honestly, I had very few pages left and a lot to share. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be careful and choose and select what I share so that I can start a new one right when my birthday starts, which is in a very few days. I was born at the end of October. I'm a Scorpio. And it's wonderful to see all those dates, to see all those references dated of the past 2 years, because not only is it documented, but also the act of writing things down helps me to put it to rest and know that I don't have to hold it in my memory anymore. And I can, kind of let go of the experience and be open to more. So not only has it helped me in my spiritual path, but it has also augmented my spiritual experience of day-to-day life, whether it was being in contact with deity, or channeling my records, or noting down specific dreams, specific astrological transits, reminders, confirmations of psychic moments. So yeah, this is a beautiful system that was invented, not invented, but more like popularized and personalized by Petite Gloom, Megan Rhiannon. And basically you use those dot stickers with different colors, and they all mean something, so that later on you'll have the dot stickers and you know what the page is about. I share a lot of my spiritual journey online, so I don't really want to share what's there, because I wouldn't want anyone to read what's there, but I can share the ones where it's mostly illustrations. For example, I talked about this in our recent book club interview, how I connected so deeply with the Buddha comics by Osamu Tezuka, and some pages, they activated me. You know, they were so powerful that I had to kind of print them and have them continue their journey with me. But yeah, so those index stickers, you can, you know, maybe refer to them or be inspired. The blue one is personal journey, expressing myself safely. The pink one is working with deities, guides, and the Akashic records. The green one is my healing journey with research and commonplace. So it's whenever I copy things down, mostly when it has a connection to unity or Christ consciousness, and to the grids, to the grid work. The purple is dream and spiritual journeys of significance. So I don't write all my dreams in this notebook. I used to note them all down in my phone, and then now I just write whatever is necessary to write down. I wish I wrote more, to be honest, but it's difficult. It's very difficult. Then the confirmation and the psychic capucine, let's say. Like, I do become cognitive of things that have not happened yet, and then get confirmed a little bit later on, or maybe weeks later on. So this helps me to refer back, because basically this is my database, let's say. This is for me to refer to. The act of journaling is wonderful, but it's for me to have this type of organization of all that I come through daily or weekly or monthly. And the last one is reminders. Like, whenever I see this color and I'm, you know, going through the pages, this means reread this, like, now. Reread it now. It's information that grounds me in such a way that the more I repeat it, the better my mindset could be. And then there's a connection with astrology and personal sessions that I had with different practitioners. And here you have the scribe that is usually in the Louvre, but has been moved to Lens, to the Louvre in Lens. This is from Egypt, and his eyes are glass beads. There's something really powerful about him. Yeah, I went to the Louvre with my sister on her birthday, and I have a really young sister. We're 18 years apart, so she's my little sister, and we went to the Louvre and they gave us a passport. There's like a passport for kids at the Louvre with like a lot of games and enigmas that you have to fill throughout the museum. And they had a sticker sheet that I also got. And yeah, the scribe was there, and I was so happy to start with it. This is a stamp from my friend Erica that sent me beautiful snail mail, and I really love that stamp. So this is my journey, my 2-year journey, and they, you know, there's photos that I printed of me and the Black Madonna, for example, prayers, notes on different chakras, just a lot of the Arcturian crystal tree of life, with Istanbul being there, Montserrat being there, Lake Moraine being there, which I had all visited in the past, less than a year. So that was super powerful for me to see and to connect with. And anyway, it's just most of my work that I'm not able to talk to yet, because I do have a very curated selection before I share anything with others, because I need to make sure that my sources are correct, that it is I'm the right person to deliver this information, that it will be welcomed in by people that will use this information in the correct way as well. Wisdom, information, codes, frequencies, they matter so much, and they need to be in the right hands. And I also check myself, whenever I'm learning something, I don't share about it unless I've already alchemized the entirety of it. The transmission comes without any broken patterns within myself, because I'm still healing it. I don't want to transmit that to you, and it has been greenlit by my guides. So there's, whatever you see through my channel is very curated, because there's a lot of responsibility when you do that type of work and you do it publicly and you share it with others. And if you want to see more and access more, as far as the protection of codes and frequencies or deeper work, you should join my Patreon, because this is a space where I know that the frequency is going to be respected and honored and received. and it's not going to be accessed by trolls that just wanted to troll and access my YouTube channel and just started disfiguring the work, disfiguring the energy or the frequency. So there's a lot of protection that goes through my work, and we know that energy can be manipulated and shared in ways that are not good for the highest good of all. So I would love to just say I feel like journaling and having this journal just for my spiritual path and not for work, not for memories of my day that has nothing to do, although all of life is divine and spiritual. This has given me a space to be true, to be fully seen, to be fully liberated, and how how intensely spiritual life can be, how in the deep end I am as well, like talking about my visions, my energies, my even my gifts, my psychic gifts. All of this, it's really hard to talk about because a lot of it can be too much or ridiculed or too out there, or it can be not respected, and that's something that's so precious to me that I don't want it to be ridiculed. And also because I have that wound, I've been bullied throughout my whole life as a kid, as a teenager, so I really wouldn't want this to be hurt. And this space is entirely mine, and it feels so good. I feel like my highest self is being called into, because I'm grateful, because I'm tapping into the energies of compassion, of gratefulness, of liberation, of joy, of connection. That helps me. Like, it's not only a documentation, as I've said, it helps me every day to embody the spiritual life within my day-to-day life, to embody the spiritual values that I have, the spiritual mindsets, the higher mindsets every day, without bypassing any of my emotions, because this is also a receptacle of my deep emotional journey. But yes, having a spiritual journal is so helpful. It has helped my inner child, because I keep just printing all those illustrations. That feels good. Like, I really love, I've always loved printing and cutting, and yeah, I just always loved journaling and having little notebooks, and that makes little Capucine very, very happy. This is an artist from Brittany. I found her art in a bookshop in Brittany, so I'm gonna find the name of this artist and share it. But I really just loved how connected I felt to my roots with this one, but also the colors. This is screen printed, and I loved how the yellow is exactly the same yellow as this. This is an hobonichi A6 grid notebook. There's 234 pages, so it's a lot. 2 years. 2 years, yay. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy this totally different type of video, and let me know, do you have a spiritual journal? Do you keep a journal? Do you consider having a journal? And I hope that this inspired you, and that you pick up this as a hobby, as a practice, as your own temple. I just love it so much, and I can't wait to start a new one. Bye.